Okay, this one is something I've been told so many times that it makes me want to throttle people, to be honest with you. Um, when a Christian claims that prayer works, that all you have to do is open yourself up and ask God and you will receive, that He will answer you. And then you turn around and say, well, look, I was raised Christian. When I started to lose my faith, I did pray over and over again. I was lost, confused, upset, hurt, and begged for understanding, not even necessarily a sign, but just something to help me understand the things that were confusing me and making me start to think it was all made up fairy tales, or more like Grimm tales and got no answer. Nothing at all. So then the theist, the believer, the Christian, or whatever it may be, immediately responds, well, your heart must not have been in the right place. That's when you want to just reach out and throttle them. Prayer works, God will answer you, but if you don't get an answer, well, you just weren't praying right. Your heart wasn't in it, even though they had no idea. And like with me, it's been 25, 26 years now since that time. So this person is not only psychic and can see exactly where my mind and heart were, they could also a time traveler, because they know exactly what I was going through then, when they don't even necessarily know me or have any idea of what I personally was going through. And a lot of atheists went through this same type of experience. I mean, other atheists I have talked to have said the exact same thing. They went through this and they were hurt, confused, truly devastated in some cases, because once they lost their belief and confessed this to their family, they immediately inundated with lectures and preaching, and when they finally said enough, I just don't believe it anymore, they were ostracized or disowned. So they were, how can you say their heart wasn't in the right place when they were trying to cling to everything they knew and loved, and thought that they had understood up to that point, and you reply back with something like that? That's worse than God only answers according to His will, which is stupid. You sit there and say, well, prayer works and God will answer you if you but ask Him, which the Bible says, if you ask for it, you will receive it. But you asked for it, but it must not have been God's will. That's why you didn't get what you asked for. That's why Grandma didn't recover from her cancer, even though the guy in the next bed over had a natural remission. So that was a miracle. After 3 rounds of chemo, he recovered. Thank God. But Grandma didn't recover because it wasn't God's will. No amputee has ever been healed, no matter how many people prayed about it, because it wasn't God's will. If every Christian in the United States started praying right now and prayed for weeks that my back would be healed so that my pain would end, I guarantee you nothing would happen. It doesn't work that way. I have a permanent injury. Not quite the same as losing a limb, but as far as prayer is concerned, it's equivocal. Prayer will not heal me. Prayer just doesn't work. Even like I said, even theists will sit there and say, oh, pray and you'll get it, but if you don't get it, it must not have been God's will, and we just can't understand His plan. But the arrogance to make some of the statements that are made, your heart just wasn't in the right place, you need to do it again. Well, at the time, I was a believer and trying to hold on to that belief. So if my heart wasn't in the right place then, how in the world do you think my heart will be in the right place now after 25 years of being an atheist? The things that come out of some theists' mouths just astound me. But that one, your heart wasn't in the right place, is one that truly makes me want to reach out and just knock sense into somebody at times. It's sad, really. It is sad, the lengths that they will go to try to fit this stuff within their mind and hold on to it. And that's one of them. Oh, prayer works unless it's not God's will. You know, then it doesn't work, and we just can't understand what His will is. If that's the case, why even bother praying? Because if it's His will, He's going to do it. If it's not His will, it's not going to happen. It doesn't matter whether you ask or not. You know, if it's His will, it's going to occur no matter what. If it's not His will, all the begging in the world apparently is not going to change things. It's silly. But before you make some claims like telling somebody their heart wasn't in the right place when you know nothing about them or what they were going through, stop and think for a minute. Take a breath.